we'll start with saying
If the question was... Ask the question again.
Yeah, ask the question
again.
Yeah. Okay, Keith, you first. What do you think makes a good drummer? What do you look for in a good drummer? And be honest.
It's always been the same thing, actually.
Yeah.
You know, I can't really agree with you because I think it's really hard to find drummers that can play. I think they underplay a lot of the times.
Right. Okay.
And I just don't like that. Maybe it's not my taste. I like people that play a lot, but they have to be able to cut it as well. And Darby is unique that way.
Yeah.
He can play a lot and make it fit into the music. He's got a very musical way of drumming.
Yeah. That's what I think with Keith Moon. Very busy player, but he fitted into what he did. He used to play, along with the tune.
It's pretty much in the same line, but much more advanced. That's where Darby is, you know.
I'll take that.
Yeah. It fits into the music so well, and this is really hard to find. I was struggling to find a drummer like Darby, and I never want to change. You know, that's amazing.
And there is a. I've noticed myself. There's a big link between the lead vocalist and the drummer usually.
Oh yeah.
In most bands I've been in, myself and what I've seen, people don't really realise that the relationship between the lead singer, lead guitarist, and the drummer is very important.
It is.
Do you agree with that?
Absolutely. I mean, and when we play together, it feels like we're midified or something.
Yeah.
It really feels like second nature playing together.
I think the core of your band, like me, you, and Ken, the bass player, is just. We instantly all come from the same place, you know.
Right.
Yeah. I think we all listen to the same music. Get that on camera. Get that on camera.
I couldn't resist.
Hi, hello. Hey. Yasmin.
Hello, Yasmin.
And also we have the same sense of timing. I guess that's
you know.
Yeah, I think we all listen to the.
Oh,
Stefan. Sorry.
That's all right.
I'm
First
called
impressions
Fluffer.
last.
Bass player?
Fluffer.
No.
Yeah, I'm a bass player.
Front man.
Front man. Oh, well.
Front man. That's the problem.
There you go. That says it all. Anyway. So do you improvise? Are you very good at improvisation? That's something I found lacking a lot. In the last band I was in, it was a gold mine for improv. You used to be able to improv around them. There are very few players that can actually do that very well. Do you manage to do that well in some of the
Oh
shows?
yeah, I mean, with a drummer like Darby again here, you know, I mean, there's a couple of tracks on the new album where we go away.
Yeah.
We take off to another planet, and it's like fusion style, heavy fusion style.
And that's where the connection between you two.
And that's the interesting thing. I mean, you come from, you know, a rock band, you know, a straight ahead rock band, you know, playing all those sort of songs. And I think I've brought this other side out for you. Like, have you heard the new record?
No, I haven't.
No, of course not. Sorry, that sounded really rude. I'll give you one later, the CD.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping for.
Yeah.
The song.
Okay, so, I've kind of, the way that I play, I think pulls that other side out of you that normally you wouldn't bother doing in public or on a record, and it's kind of cool. And there are moments where we really go off on one, and it gets a bit sort of
you brings it out.
Vibe.
Yeah,
it's good.
You make me want to do it, like on Blow by Blow
And there's that relationship between you again.
Yeah.
Something you've met somebody else. There's that connection that probably you wouldn't have with somebody else.
But the great thing about the record as well, though, is that there's plenty of moments where it's just really solid and really holding it down. But then when it goes, it goes.
Well, you've got a dynamic. It isn't just all up there. You've got a dynamic which actually accents what you're doing.
And I think you'll see that tonight on the show. Like, even though we're playing sort of more straight ahead rock tunes, you will still see that interaction at points where we just look at each other and go, there, let's do it.
If you do play that way, it just gives it a little bit of a lift because there's a feeling to it. There's a bit more feel to it.
Yeah.
So, what are your backgrounds? Are you self-taught, or did you on the school, or both of you?
Yeah, I'm autodidact. I mean, I started like a lot of players start. I mean, listen back to guitar players on vinyl, basically. So I had a pretty extensive record collection, and all the guitar solos. When you heard the guitar solo, you can hear the song, and then the guitar solo came. It was like because I listened back and forth to the guitar solos all over the place.
And you, Darby, were you self-taught?
No, always had lessons. I started when I was about 6 years old and just always studied. Yeah.
And what inspired you to start? What was the thing and how old were you?
I was 6. If I condense the story, I brought a note home from school one day saying that I could play either violin or tuba. So I went, I want to play violin, I want to play an instrument. And my dad just said, you're not playing either of those. And so I was sad for a week, and then he bought me a pair of drumsticks. And now all these 15 years later, I'm here.
Did you have family support? Was family support important to you?
Oh,
I was
yeah.
lucky I had family support, but
I mean,
a
my
lot of
father
people
was a
don't.
politician. I mean, I don't have musicians in the immediate family. My uncle was a jazz guitar player, so I guess he helped me with getting the first literature and get into chords and patterns and improvisation. And he was a good soloist.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that was, and also I have to mention Ollie Halsell in the band Pato,
Yeah.
which is my
He's your favourite, isn't he?
my favorite. Yeah. It's a shame not so many people heard about this band because they basically all died very young. You know?
Yeah. Well, that's something I'm trying to do, is get people to get an insight into what influenced you, things that perhaps a lot of people haven't heard.
He influenced me more than anything else. I mean, he was playing in, it was sort of a rock and roll band with odd time signatures.
Yeah.
And Mike Pato, the vocalist, an excellent lead vocalist, sounded a bit like Rod Stewart something,
Yeah.
but the music is way out there. Even though it's sort of simple rock and roll at the same time, and he could take off from playing like almost Angus Youngish
Jasmine sa du?
into John Coltrane
precis.
territory.
Vem är du här med?
That's cool.
Min pappa.
Ja, är det din pappa?
Ja.
Ja, precis.
Kan han inte svenska det även eller?
Jo, lite bara.
Hon filmar intervjun, så när du pratar med henne, då hörs inte svaret.
Ja, filmar du nu?
Yeah,
Jaha!
don't worry. He knew about it. I tell you, he knew about it.
I think you were playing some game or something.
No.
I'm sorry.
You couldn't get more Spinal Tap than this.
I'm going to ruin your TV show next year. That's what I'm gonna do.
So, right.
Sorry, what's the question?
Did your family support you?
Yes.
Good.
Yes, easy answer.
And
yes.
even now? Good.
Yes.
Yeah. And did you have a good idea of the style you wanted to develop when you started out?
No,
Or
I
did it
just
kind of
is that my question? Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I just started playing as a kid, and as I found I loved it more and more, I go do your shit.
Yeah.
See you in a minute.
Thanks, Kim. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
See you after the show.
Yeah.
Um,
Just
what were we saying?
development. How did you?
Oh yeah, so I
develop
just
your
started
style?
playing and enjoyed it, and kind of the more I played, the more different styles I wanted to play. Didn't just want to play rock. I love my rock music, but I wanted to be able to do everything.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I've spent my life trying to do.
Now, I think you've got a bit of a jazzier background than most.
Yeah, I play a lot of jazz.
Can you teach swing, or is it something you're born with? My dad used to say, I swing like a bag of shit.
Right.
I'm a very solid kind of player.
Right.
What would you say?
I think you can teach it. I think you can teach most stuff. I think not everyone can do something that great, but I think you can pretty much teach anything.
Right. And what moves you?
Or
in that?
guide people to work out themselves how
to bring it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. What excites you in other musicians and drummers? So, what other drummers do you listen to? Drummer and
Growing up, the guys I listened to were Dave Weckl, Simon Phillips, Greg Bissonette, Dennis Chambers,
Yeah.
Jeff Porcaro. I would say
Yeah.
those are the main guys.
Yeah.
Now I love guys like Virgil Donati is one of my favourites. He's amazing. Steve Smith, Brian Blade, loads of different guys. So
Right.
you know, anyone that I think is doing something interesting, I love to listen to. But I mean, I'll even spend time like going on YouTube at night and just listening to unknown people and kind of stealing stuff of them. You know, you don't have to be one of these really big name drummers to learn something from
Well,
someone.
with YouTube now, you know,
Yeah.
everyone, it's such an opportunity now.
Yeah.
Okay then. So what you seem to be one of the busiest drummers I know. You play from this kind of venue, big theatre, arenas, right down to I think you were in a pub last week.
Probably.
Yeah. What effect does that have on your ears? Because you've probably got a pretty good sound set up here. To go from here to go to a pub with no monitors, usually they're not really built.
It's you know, it's fun. If I'm playing good music, I'm happy. You know, and if I can hear what I'm doing, I'm happier. It makes life easier. I mean, I'm lucky that Gustav, the guy that's doing my ears on this show, is the best sound I've ever had on stage. It's amazing. But you know, then you play in a pub on a Sunday afternoon on your day off and just have fun. It doesn't matter if it doesn't sound that good.
What gear are you using here?
I'm a pork pie player, so I normally play pork pie. Unfortunately, I couldn't get a pork pie kit out here for this particular run, so I've just got the rental gear, which I think is a DW, but I've played Paul Pye now for 20 years.
Okay.
I love them, and also Zildjian cymbals.
Diligence, yeah. I was going to say, have you got any rituals before you go on stage? But I think we've just seen that with
Pop out to
with
dinner.
some celebrities,
Yeah.
meet some non-celebrities,
Yeah.
which is really good of you to have done. Okay.
Last
Last question. What song would be most representative of your playing that you've recorded on? Is there
Oh, that
anything?
I've recorded on.
Yeah, yeah. Anything that you think that you mostly, I've got one myself. I played to my daughter.
Right.
One I played on it. It's not the most complex.
Do you like it?
Do you like that song I played tonight with me playing?
Which one?
Great. That answers the question. Next question.
The one I played with the car.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's a
good-
good. But the way it's recorded, the feel, the groove, I just love it.
I mean,
What would you say?
I've played on quite a lot of records in my time. I'm probably more known for going out and touring and playing live and stuff like that. But as kind of obvious as it sounds, I think the record I'm most proud of is Key's record.
Right.
Which is it's called Scaling Up.
Yeah.
Out on Frontiers Records.
Which
Is it Frontiers, Ken? Yeah, it's called Frontiers. Came out at the end of last year, but it's got a real. I've recorded all the drums in 2.5 days.
And was that,
So-
was that recorded live or was it remotely?
No. I came to Gothenburg. In fact, we recorded it just down the road from here.
Brilliant.
So did it in 2.5 days. But there's just real playing on it. You know, it's like too many records these days are really Pro Tools, really gridded.
Good you mentioned that. I'm going to add to my last question.
Go on.
I've been having this conversation with a lot of friends recently. Would you find nowadays that there's a lack of songs? Everything, I know we go on about the auto-tune, everything sounds the same, but we're talking about the Final Countdown was a classic song.
Yeah.
Stairway to Heaven was a song.
Yeah.
Do you feel that those kind of things don't happen anymore? From what you're saying, that
I think
there's no memorable songs. I think.
Well, you say that. I mean, throughout music history, there's always been good and bad music. You know, everyone likes to think, oh, back in the 60s or the 70s, you know, everything was great, and why isn't it like that now? But actually, if you think about it, and I won't mention any names, there's some proper crap bands back then as well. You know, people that weren't even playing their instruments or miming. And I think there's plenty of good music these days. It's unfortunate that I'm personally not into this sort of pop genre that's being forced down everyone's throats via like X Factor and stuff like that.
Yeah. Good.
Saying that, I do play with Gareth Gates sometimes.
Oh, he's quite good.
Gareth is great.
Yeah, there you
Great
go.
singer.
So, I mean, the album that you've just done, what I call music as it lives and breathes.
It's got some air to it,
Air to it.
and I think it's got some really weighty, solid grooves, sort of Bonhamy in places,
Brilliant.
but you know, those fusion sort of Billy Cobham, Dennis Chambers sort of things do come out.
Just
and
pop
there's,
out again.
yeah.
Usually when they're spontaneous, they're usually the best way to do it.
Well, the last song on the album, we kind of finished a song, and the guy in the control booth just went, "Keep playing," and I had a guitar riff going, and just kind of went crazy within reason, and it's come out great.
So to end this in, that's really what music's about. It's just live,
About having fun, creating,
yeah.
and enjoying it. I think the second you don't enjoy something is, you have to stop doing it. And I think, like anything, I have days where I might be doing work and I go, oh God, I don't want to be doing this, I'm tired, I want to be home. But actually, when you look at it, making music's awesome. So, and when you get to play with people that I'm doing on this show,
definitely,
even him over there, noisy git,
the scene.
yeah, it's great. I'm playing with some phenomenal musicians on this show that have all sold millions of records. It's a privilege.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
Well, thank you, Darby. We're going to watch the show,
Cool.
and
You can always talk to me afterwards as
we'll
well.
talk to you afterwards. And I can't. thank
You might
enough
have
for
left
being so-
before the end.
No, I'm an 80s child. so
Okay.
I'm going to be watching this. Thank you so much
You're welcome.
for getting involved, and it's going to help the Barefoot Legend page, and we'll see if we can catch up afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice
All
one.
right. And thank you so much, Darby.
All good.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Is it gone?